On this week's episode of Black, White, and Red All Over, you do. I don't even know what you did. Oh my God. Okay, so we've got some books that we've read that we're going to review and recommend for all of you. And it's just good. Wait, no, where'd he go?
This is good.
Stay tuned.
God damn it. That's 2 times I've jumped out behind people.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymour, king of Comic Town here in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's a holiday weekend.
Yes.
And no one told the book publishers that they should go light.
No.
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah. There's tons of reading material out here. And yeah, we're going to get into it. Okay, so we got one that is the same in a Goodreads You Should Read.
Yes.
And as you know, our Goodreads You Should Read are our extra recommendations. You got some extra cash, get some extra books. Yeah. These are the ones we think you should get. So, I need you to start off with the Dracula, though.
Right.
Please.
Okay. So, the original Bram Stoker's Dracula, and this has got the vibe for it,
yeah,
right? Is not, like, it was a horror book.
Right.
It was not, teen fan fiction. It was not Twilight. It was not,
there were no sparkles.
Yeah. So this, like, when you take that source material and you say, I want it illustrated, and you got Martin Simmons just destroying it, just destroying it is so horrific and dreamlike all at the same time.
Okay.
Who would you have like typing the letters into it?
It's got to be someone who handles things with words really, really well.
Right. James Tynion IV. So this is the creative team.
Okay.
There's a second print of #1 that hits the shelves this week.
Gotcha.
If for some reason the store you go to does not have the second print of #1 and they're participating in local comic shop day,
right,
there are variant covers for that. In fact, there are 2 variant covers for local comic shop day for Dracula #1 that go side by side.
Okay.
One of which is Dracula feasting, and the other is the person being feasted upon. It is awesome.
Cool. I like that. Okay.
But I digress.
Yeah.
Right. So this is it totally takes from the original novel.
Okay.
So like that's the vibe they got going on. That's the storyline. So it's got kind of the feel of like a 70s Dracula movie.
Okay.
It's the one with Frank Langella as Dracula. So it's got that kind of vibe to it. But it is terrifying because Dracula is not he's not in there a lot.
Yeah.
And he's more of like this looming, like, who is he? Like he's he's the Count from Transylvania.
Right.
And just the insanity of Renfield and the way they're rendering once you become under the thrall of Dracula, after Dracula has had a little nibble from you, the way they draw your faces is freaky.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is very, very good. If you want your vampires back as scary,
that's
right
the one.
there.
Okay. I like it. I'm going to match, that's a word, match your Dracula with a little bit of Superman. Okay, we're going back to the capes. Okay, I like that. But this is Superman chained.
Yes.
So in this one, we've got Williamson, Malenkov, Rapman, Baldion, Sanchez, Campbell. Everybody's in this book. Everybody's providing amazingness. So, okay. We know that Lex, when he first came to Metropolis, was trying to be a hero, trying to do some cool things. And he actually ran afoul of some folks that he kind of was working with, but then kind of probably Lex Luthered them for some odd reason. We know why. Okay. Not only do we know why, this one's going to be important. If you're a fan of Connor Kent, the Superboy, and his tactile telekinesis, we find out where that comes from.
Really?
And that's very interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Here's one of those things where we're introduced to a character last issue who's escaped and made his presence known by way of asking a question like, are there superpower sets that could be problematic to Superman?
That's a good question.
Right? Because we always put him up as tip top, you know, he's the guy. But there are certain power sets where you have to ask, like, could Jean Grey really be a problem for Superman?
Mental powers,
right?
Yeah.
Manchester Black, again, using mental abilities. Does that create kind of a contentious space for Supes? This is a very well done showcase of such an idea, and I liked it. I liked it a whole lot. It took a lot for it to be here versus the must read pile, but yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, all the Superman stuff recently has been good. World's Finest, Batman, which also Batman Superman World's Finest was this week.
I got that on my pile over here. We're gonna talk about it.
It's good.
Yes,
it's so good.
Okay. Hit me with this cover, because this cover has been creeping me out for months.
It is. It's like sexy time at the ski mask factory.
Yeah. It's Carnage and a shiesty, y'all.
Right?
What's up?
Okay, so this is one that the symbiote stuff can be really good and can be really bad.
Yes.
Like, it just depends on who's working with it.
Of course.
Torrin Grunbeck, though.
Okay, he wrote Thor?
This is scary stuff. Yeah. It's a horror book.
Whoa.
It is a horror book.
Okay.
Pere Perez is the artist behind it.
Okay.
Eric Arciniega doing the colors. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous book.
Ooh.
And it's got a very comic book, like traditional comic book superhero kind of style to it. And it plays with Carnage, if you haven't been following along, has attained godhood. Like the symbiote itself has attained godhood.
I don't think that's a good thing.
It is bad.
Okay.
Just checking. Real bad.
Just checking.
And it ends up back on Earth. Oh my god. All right, I don't even know how to describe what's happening in this scene.
Yeah, because that looks birthy.
It is.
Oh.
It is. So this is this evil symbiote god Carnage.
Yeah.
Tooling around Earth, using its newfound god powers, and just murdering people.
God, see, that's not okay.
Yeah, it's just like that's what he's doing.
Wow.
He is just like, it is horrifying. It's one that I kind of wish Marvel had one of their adult lines still, where they go completely R-rated. Because I feel like,
could we handle a Carnage Max series?
I don't know, but I want. Because like this book pushes all the way up to the edge of that envelope.
Yeah.
And I wonder what Torrin could do if there were like no constraints. Like you guys just go crazy. So yeah, I loved it. It's amazing. This is like one of those symbiote books that is awesome sauce.
Wow. Okay. I missed out by not reading that one. I did, in fact, though, take it back to the 90s with this Daredevil, the Black Armor issue 1. So we've got Chester, Diaz, Mayer, and Dollhouse. It was funny too because so Scott was very upset with this design, and we're like, it's from the 90s, and he's like, no, it's not. We're like, yes, it is.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
Like, was that the one like right before he started fighting cybercrime or something stupid?
Yes, and here's the thing, like, there is a lot that is super 90s about this design, but what I appreciate is that they're calling it kind of like an armor base, so it's kind of an upgrade. They're understanding like, hey, there are some people that Daredevil would have to fight that might require a little bit more protection. Yeah. Not to mention that for everyone's like thought process, Matt Murdock is dead.
Yeah.
So the classic version of Daredevil is gone.
Yeah.
No red suit. Okay. Although I guess he could have went for the yellow and red.
Right.
But that's still Matty Murdock. Like everybody knows that. Nobody bought this book in the 90s, so that's why they can bring this one back, and it's fine. My man Dethal did the artwork, so he did a great job. Good job. I don't even know how to say your actual first name. I know it's Diaz is your last name, but is it Netho? Maybe? But you did a great job with this. Like Ian Churchill sort of like caliber work in the 90s. Like that's the vibe that I'm getting.
Yeah. Which is
it's good. But there's a certain mutant that shows up in this book that is a very interesting foe. I would say, like, if there was anybody that could cause a problem for Matt Murdock, it would be this guy. Here, I'll show you just real quick. Don't get excited. Wait, where'd you go? Come back. No, not that one. There it is. Him.
There was a
okay. And that's a matchup. Like low key, I'm like, no, I could see that could be a good fight, a really good fight. Yeah. So fun. We'll see what happens in the next issue. I think they're going to go head to head on that one even more.
Yeah.
Last but certainly not least, Void Rivals issue 6. Robert Kirkman, Lorenzo Del Felice, and Mathis Lopez. This book just gets better and better and better and better and better and better.
And the premise is so simple that it could be worn out like within 2 or 3 issues. But no, Kirkman continues to write the crap out of this. And as always, Dave Felici's art is just
so good. So good. Okay, so simple concept. Enemy mine, if you will. 2 warring races that seemingly are opposed on everything,
Yeah.
you know, politically, religiously. However, they strangely look just alike.
Yeah, it's weird how they are the same people, just divided over centuries.
And this political undertow is going to hit ahead, I think, in the next issue, because as we saw where this ended, that's a dangerous space to be in. How close do you think that we on Earth could be to something like that?
Oh, wow. Depends on the day.
But that's so true. So true. Because I mean, there are countries that actually literally have that, right? And man, like,
there's some exploration going on in this.
There is, and I think just like with this one, and what's the other book that they did together? Oblivion Song. Yeah, like there's a lot of contextual storytelling that's more than just the story on the page. Obviously, this is where we got the Energon verse kicking off, so where we got our first Transformer, and I mean, I would love for more of that to kind of cycle around. So
it's just a matter of time, I think.
I think so too.
It's got to be.
It's gonna be so good. So
Don't call it a shared universe.
I mean, why would you share it if you're not going to share?
Right?
Silly talk. You're absolutely right. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with the must-reads. These are the books that you got to go home with. You got to. We'll see you in just a second. And we're back. Okay, I'm still Victor. It's probably Ryan.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Never know.
I haven't looked at him.
Could be a symbiote.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah,
don't say that.
That picture will haunt my dreams. Yeah, and when you buy Carnage #1, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, so we're back with our must-reads, okay? If you've got any sort of dollars, you have any intention to go to a comic shop, this is the reason why, okay? So, starting off, we've got two that are the same, one that's different. Where do you want to start?
All right. This one is I think it was so poorly advertised by DC. It's, all right, so the name of it's Batman Offworld.
Okay.
It is like an Elseworld story where Batman goes out into space, okay?
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Cool.
So, we got Monkey doing the art. Incredible
Big shout out
artist.
to Doug.
Just an amazing artist. We've got inks by Jamie Mendoza. An amazing job also.
Of course.
Colors by David Barron.
Nice.
Gorgeous. We've got edited by Ben Abernathy.
Hey, good job, Ben.
So here's the thing. Right? Doug, clearly a top tier artist.
Facts.
They didn't really advertise too much. The fact that they are not talking about they got Jason Aaron to write this.
Wait. The Jason Aaron?
The Jason Aaron. Right. So you've got Jason Aaron now writing a Batman Elseworld, so he can just do whatever he wants willy-nilly.
This is the first time that Jason Aaron has written for Batman. Yes?
That I can think of, yeah. Right. So you've got just
Southern, like, no.
Yeah,
different Jason Aaron.
No.
No, Jason Aaron Jr. Like,
no, it's A.A. Ron.
No, just wrote Avengers? Like,
yeah, that dude, that cat. Yeah, Roll Tide. So, anyways, you've got this creative team, which is just absurdly good, right? And the story is semi-simple in that Batman is out in like some other galaxy somewhere, and he is captured by these people that basically gather up, living entities and sell them off as fighters for, because war, you always need soldiers.
Wait a minute, wait. This is World War Hulk, but Batman?
Kind of, yeah.
And
when we find out why Batman is in that position, it is the most Batman thing I could think of. It's amazing. So if you're wanting to see Batman just fighting different aliens and robots out in space, because you don't find out his reason until like the last couple pages, and when you do, you're just like,
that's awesome. It's awesome.
It's amazing. It's just Batman doing Batman stuff in space.
I love it.
You cannot lose.
I love it. Okay, so riding the DC train, World's Finest. Okay, so Mark Waid, Dan Mora, Tamara Bonvillain. That's all you need, okay? Just pick up the book because I just said those 3 names. But if you can tell from the cover here, we have our iterations of Batman and Superman fighting different iterations of Batman and Superman, namely the Kingdom Come universe versions of them.
Yeah.
Or so it seems.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. Obviously, we know that with, the Thunder Boy, who they had adopted in previous series, becomes a Kingdom Come character. I'm not even going to spoil it, even though I could, because it's not a spoiler because it came out before. But I think there's still an Elseworlds-y vibe to it, so that what we think is true is not the only truth there is to be truthing. This is amazing, though, and you need to be reading it. One, it's a gorgeous looking book because Dan is Dan and that's what he does. But Mark Waid, the de facto historian that he is, brings through so many wonderful things. It is ridiculous. I love it. So
just make Mark Waid editor of DC.
I'm just saying.
Make him editor.
Ask the number. Ask the number and pay it. Like just that simple. Just that simple. Do you want your books to thrive? He does that.
Because he straddles. He is able in his writing and his understanding of these characters and the history of the DCU. He's able to straddle generations.
Yeah.
Like he can go back to Gen X and older, which he's doing amazingly. Kingdom Come,
right there.
And then his other foot is in this generation.
Dude, he's writing Titans, like Teen Titan characters, and it works using like today's terminologies. Give it to him.
Like I don't even know what my kids are talking about half the time. How does he on God?
What?
Or on Jod? I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was Gog. No.
Oh, on Gog.
On Gog.
No cap.
No, I got one.
Oh,
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay.
What are we picking next? We have the same on these next ones.
I kind of want this one to be last because
I'm with it
because it's
Okay, so Wonder Woman issue 3. This one, Tom King. Okay?
Another one. Sold.
Right.
Like you're like, oh, I didn't realize Tom King was writing that. I think I will pick it up.
Absolutely. Sampere on the art, Moray on the rest. Okay. First of all, the commentary of the masculinity, the misogyny of presumption of the U.S. Army versus Wonder Woman that we've experienced in the first 2 issues, nope, means nothing in comparison to what you get in this one.
Yeah.
I almost think that this should come with a trigger warning.
It kind of like once it built up to that.
I
was like, ooh,
right? There's a conversation between 2 characters in this book. I mean, it happens more than once, but that it is especially divisive in terms of ideologies and understandings. I think that's a very powerful thing that Tom is wielding, and really kind of daring people, especially male readers, to go, what do you think about when you hear about Wonder Woman? Like, what are you considering? Yeah,
which I really hope people get that because it is something that you can just gloss through and just be like, oh, it's social justice warrior,
right?
But it's a real question.
It is a real question.
Like, how does she place, and how do you, which will make sense when you read that?
Yeah. I love there's a question that's posed to her, but she doesn't answer it.
Yeah,
and I think that by not answering it, she did. And I've said it for a long time. Like, if you were to pit certain characters against one another, that one in particular with that one, that one's walking away. Like, I feel like, and the one knows better.
Yeah.
It's like, you want me to fight who?
No.
No. Nah. Yeah. Nah, I'm good. How about I just shoot you in the face? I don't even do that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna. With a gun. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, because it's, oh my gosh, yeah, because that,
you gotta read it. You gotta read it.
It's the writing, the dialogue, the narration, which is more like a Greek chorus from a playwright. The way their characters are drawn, because Wonder Woman is both an Amazonian warrior and someone very attractive, which imagine that dude. You're that guy.
Oh my God, it's like, well, I'm not gonna beat up by Wonder Woman. Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah. So,
and you know that.
It's freaking amazing. This book is just so good. Tom King and the rest of the creators have, like, Wonder Woman was selling poorly for years. Like it just was, and this tripled numbers.
Upticks.
So
Upticks. Let's go. Okay. Unsuspecting greatness dropped in our lap. We didn't even know.
Because when you have actors, musicians,
Yeah.
People that are not comic creators come in and create a comic,
you're like, I don't know. But when they're mentored by a great comic writer, then it kind of makes sense. Andy Samberg, Joe Troman, with the tutelage of Rick Remender. Okay, so this is 3 heads of storytelling. So great. Roland Boschi bringing the art together with Moreno Dinicio, and we're talking about Holy Roller #1. And yeah. How do you want to break this down?
It's like a grindhouse concept.
Yes.
All right. So grindhouse concept.
Yeah.
The way the characters are drawn is another one where you can tell the actors
that they were meant to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
And which gives you this like very lived-in feel where you automatically are like, okay, I know this guy, but you don't because you're reading about this character for the first time. It's this dude who is like his dad was a professional bowler, but never able to make a ton of money.
Right.
And so he like is unhappy with his life, ends up going away working for Greenpeace.
Yeah, as one does.
Yeah,
for like 20 years though. Literally ran away.
Then his dad's dying.
Yeah,
and he goes back home to try to reconcile with his father and this small town that he grew up in. And it is not a I don't know, welcoming town.
No, not at all.
Not an inclusive town.
The fact that it's in Ohio though kind of hurt because I was like, I bet I've driven through here.
Probably, yeah.
I kind of know where that is.
I kind of expected the hell is real sign.
Oh, so true, so true. Maybe that's what this originally was going to be, but then they were like,
I wonder.
That's too much. That's too much.
I wonder.
So yeah, like there's this grounding bit to it, right? It starts off in the 80s, so you get that 80s movies vibe.
Yeah.
But it goes left, right? Where the guy doesn't get the girl and he doesn't win the fight, and that becomes a thing. And what's crazy is when he comes back, like, it's not that he seems incapable. He doesn't look like a slouch.
Yeah.
Maybe he's had a tussle or two in his life. But what he experiences as his catalyst for change, possibly opting to be something more than what this town is ready for.
Yeah. It's like a walking tall Southern bastards kind of thing. Where this dude is not wanting to be a hero.
It's not his aim. It's not his aim. I'm not going to lie, though. I feel like we need more of these bowling alley full-on arcades. Like, yes, we do have bowling alleys here in Columbus, Ohio, but full-on arcades along with it.
And a pizza restaurant.
And a pizza, I don't know. Like, maybe they might serve pizza, but they're not. They're selling like one or the other, not like all of it together as this whole big, amazing thing.
Yeah.
I would totally
a
go
24-hour pizza arcade bowling alley. Oh man, I want that.
Right?
I want to be
That's
a
what
teenager.
I'm saying. That's what. Yes. No, actually, you don't have to be a teenager because when his dad was there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let me win $500 for busting that out. Dope.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, this is an 80s movie with a bite to it.
Yes.
That you're not ready.
It is really funny. It is. You can like. God, my brain said Reno 911, but it's not. It's the Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Yeah.
It's got that humor sensibility to it. So there's stuff that you're going to read that you're going to laugh, and there's stuff you're going to read laugh, and you're like, oh man, I'm a bad person.
I'm not supposed to laugh at that.
But it is so freaking good, and the way the characters are drawn, you know them, you love them even though you don't yet.
Yep.
There's just and it's a thick ass book.
Yeah.
There's no ads.
It's a good read, and it's only $4.
Right. It's $3.99.
Yeah.
And oh man, those dudes got not everything they deserved.
No, but they got some.
Yeah.
And they definitely earned. Because like, how are you gonna be that dude 20 years later? Like, really? That's the hill you want to. Okay.
You peaked in a bowling alley arcade when you were 14.
That your daddy gave you wax sauce. I'm just saying. That was a great book.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Totally unexpected. Book of the week, because who saw that coming?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you watched this far, clearly you liked it. Click that thumbs up. We do have some announcements coming up. We're not ready to tell them just yet, but just keep an eye out here because we got some things to tell you guys. Things for the future.
Yeah.
The future. The Tomorrowland.
Yes.
Well, we hope that you enjoyed this. All the books that we read, recommended, we want to hear from you. What did you read What would you recommend to us?
Yeah.
What did we miss?
Comment below.
Yeah.
Share this on Twitter.
Tell all the people.
Share it on Instagram. Share it on and you can tag us.
Yeah.
We're like,
we'll talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
We might not stop.
Yeah, that's usually the mistake. Like,
well,
hey, how's it going, Ryan?
Yeah.
Glad you asked.
So I was at my colonoscopy today, and Or I will habitually send you nothing but positive reviews about Andre 3000's new album. On repeat.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. I'll send
It's real. It actually is.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.